Good morning, day 2 technically. I am at a Cracker Barrel about, I'm going to say an hour, maybe 65 miles north of Chattanooga. So stopped for the night. Just stayed overnight in the Cracker Barrel lot. We do that a lot of times actually. It's pretty safe. We've gone across the country doing this before. And now we're about to head out, and of course something goes wrong, and so now we've got to take a detour in this trip and go to a welder. We have a crack in the hitch that in the frame that must have been there previously underneath, and we missed. So we are only 10 hours into a 29-hour trip, and obviously I don't want to risk losing my motorcycle trailer. So now we are going to stop at a local welder and see if we can get that taken care of, and then we're going to get back on the road to St. Louis. So. We are in Clarksville, Tennessee, and we are at a local welder here, Clarence Langford and Fabricators. So hopefully they're going to be able to help us out. Take a look at the hitch. Looks like a crack underneath in the frame, actually, where it connects there, kind of at like the angled point. But it's kind of rusty, so we must have missed it. It must have been there for some time. And if this was a shorter trip, we'd just take care of it, obviously, at home. But when you're driving across the country and I am only 1/3 into the trip, I don't think it's a good idea to, risk losing the motorcycle trailer and motorcycles. There's safety chains back there, but still. So, a little bit of a detour. Hopefully we'll get this taken care of with these guys, and we will get back on the road. So we are about a third of the way through day 2 on the road. We are in Marion, Illinois, and we stopped at the Black Diamond Harley Davidson dealership. This is quite the dealership. This is, I guess, part of a conglomerate called Oasis Power Sports. So this should be a pretty cool store inside. We've got pretty much everything, not just Harleys, but boats and golf carts and ATVs and basically all the fun stuff. So I'm gonna take a break and check this out. May be a good time to fill you in on some of our day 2 travels. Earlier we had a little unplanned emergency pull off. Thank God we noticed it. The RV is pulling a 10 by 12 enclosed trailer with our 2 Harleys inside. This is a setup we've had for quite some time, nothing new, and just happened to notice that there was a crack in, actually 2 cracks in the metal underneath where the bend is and the hitch attaches to the frame. Obviously not a good thing, you know, when we're doing a almost 2,000 mile road trip. So obviously I had to get that taken care of. Had to pull over, so we did. Here we were actually in Clarksville, Tennessee when this was going on, about an hour north of Nashville. Got in with a local welder who we went to their shop, which is about 3 miles away, and they took care of us. It was funny, they even said, he said, I've been a welder all my life and I've never seen anything like this. So pretty crazy, but you know, that's what happens when you go on road trips. You gotta expect something to go wrong, even if you do all of your due diligence ahead of time to try to avoid that. It's inevitable. So just glad we caught that early on. We were able to get it fixed quickly. It did not hang us back from the trip or set us back really more than about 2 hours. And it was cheap too. And as tourists driving across the country, it's nice to know that somebody didn't try to beat us up either, because it was a cheap fix as well, and did not break the budget. So anyway, back on the road, just checked out this awesome Harley dealership. Here I'll tell you a little bit about from Illinois, Black Diamond Harley, and now I'm jumping back on the road and headed to St. Louis. to St. Louis. Day 2, it is late afternoon, about 4:30. Finally at the Arch. Super happy I made it because the weather, it doesn't look like it's going to hold out too well. And also the sunshine is a little bit lacking this afternoon. But regardless, super happy to be here and check this out in person. This is something that I have always wanted to see. As an American teenager, you grow up seeing different landmarks and you know, seeing it on paper is just not the same as in person. I have traveled extensively, but this is one place that I have never been. And so this is really neat. It's kind of surreal to see it in person. As far as my first impressions go, it is definitely everything I thought in terms of height. This is 639 feet, I believe I said, and it is the largest arch in the world. Definitely does not disappoint. It is a little bit more narrow than I expected. I'm not quite sure what I expected, but definitely a little bit more narrow. But that's of course from the ground, kind of taking a look up. So we'll definitely get a little bit closer. So finally made it to St. Louis Arch. It is just starting to rain, but I've been out here for a little bit, so thank goodness I made it before the rain started to hit. Absolutely gorgeous view you can see behind me of the St. Louis Arch. Very, very cool in person to see. And then we've got this gorgeous building behind me, and this is really just a whole park. You could spend a day here enjoying this. And this looks like there's a little museum there underneath the arch as well. I don't really have time to do that because I want to check out some barbecue and some custard and some of the things that St. Louis is known for. But this was absolutely a great stop. A little bit of fun fact and trivia is that it is 639 feet tall, making it the largest arch in the world. And it was built basically commemorating and as a tribute to the push in America to the Wild West. So really the age of the frontierism. So anyway, very, very cool. I don't know if you've seen this before. If you get to St. Louis, definitely stop, check it out. I'm glad I made it. And I am gonna go off and get some food now, St. Louis style. Downtown St. Louis, this is where the St. Louis Cardinals play. Most of the stuff is closed because there's not an event going on, but hey, that makes it easier to get around. So we are going to check out some barbecue and take a look at the baseball stadium, even though we really can't get in there. So this is the City Museum in St. Louis. What an awesome experience. So glad that I did not skip out on this one. You can climb all over. It is an artist-inspired museum. Hands-on, feet-on, lots of stuff for kids and adults. You can climb all throughout the exhibits inside and outside. Who says you can't go to the playground when you're an adult? This is definitely the under the sea exhibit area of City Museum. Absolutely gorgeous. The walls are done up. They have shells. We have this intricate resin structures and carvings within the structures of sea animals. We've got sea serpents, we've got whales. The intricate detail is just absolutely beautiful down here. And I'll show you the ceiling as well. The ceiling, the walls, absolutely gorgeous. And then you've got this really cool area of like roots and trees that climb up upstairs. This is definitely a win-win museum. Day 2 is complete. We crossed through Nashville into St. Louis, stood beneath an American landmark, ate well, and stepped into a place built all around curiosity and play. At some point today, I heard a familiar voice. You are 51. You have responsibilities and you have better things to do. Act your age. But the older I get, the more I've started questioning what act your age is supposed to mean. For decades, structure helped me raise a family, build businesses, and survive hard seasons. But the same structure that protects us can also become a cage. We begin confusing maturity with shrinking. We stop exploring because we fear looking foolish, failing in public, or discovering that we are not immediately good at something. Today, I chose curiosity and fun over dignity. I tried things, I laughed, and I allowed an experience to be enjoyable without forcing it to become productive. Healing doesn't always look serious. Sometimes it looks ridiculous. Sometimes it's the moment you remember that you're still capable of surprise and fun. Age is not an expiration date on an adventure. It's a qualification for it. I know more now. I have survived more now. And I understand more now how quickly the years disappear. Stop waiting for permission from people who are not living your life. Try the thing. Be awkward. Let yourself play. Remember, age is not an expiration date on adventure. It's a qualification for it. Understand how quickly the years disappear. So stop confusing maturity with shrinking.